So in my recent match with Big Nic Caggia, you'll notice I wasn't getting into that underhook battle of trying to dominate single and double underhooks, because he's a mountain of a man. I've wrestled him, that was my third time. I was given good advice, great advice. Don't get into that battle with him. So what my plan was, I was just going to try to dominate the hand fight and dominate the hand fight. I was working a lot with Amin on getting right down underneath and getting the low ankle pick. When I was moving about, it was a quick match. I think it was over in less than a minute, obviously. But I just didn't feel it was there. I was trying to dominate the hand fighting, dominate the hand fighting. Then I hit from the position that I was in, like a Hiza Guruma, which was first taught me by a gentleman from Iran. This was in 2014 or 15. I was out walking with a group I was working with by the River Tees. And there was a guy giving out tracts asking if people are Christians. I was like, yeah, of course. I work for a ministry. A gentleman with him from Iran. He was there, ex-champion wrestler, also judo black belt. We invited him over. He was only here for one day. He came, he taught Amin and me. He said, look, this is a really good technique. And I went and had a lot of success with it when I was training for a catch wrestling match at the time. I was hitting a lot of people with it. And I was also using an arm lock that I was taught by Coach Georgie. Georgie have a Sambo style arm lock. They're fitting really nice with it. In judo, it's hard to get ippon with it. Ippon is where you throw them fully on the back. But for catch, it worked out perfectly, as you saw, because he toppled over. And my initial reaction from there is, I want to get clockhead scissors, but I just felt the strength of him, the size of him wasn't going to work. So I hopped over, wanting to get the opposite leg. But then once I saw that leg there, bang, I took it. And I saw Christopher Morales, another guy I've competed against. He beat Nic Caggia with that same technique. And I just got it, and I got the finish. I just want to show you what I mean by, if you look at our youngsters in the matches, a lot of them weren't just coming fully into these kind of positions and these kind of positions, yeah? There were more inside tie, head snatches, inside tie, head snatches a lot of the time, yeah? So I was trying to dominate the grip, trying to dominate the grip, push, 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 and pause my will. Now at some moment, I pushed and he pushed back on me, and I just went to this position, and he rolled, and I was like, whoa! So I leapt over to get the clockhead scissors. So whether he's a Guruma from this stance, obviously we haven't got to do, it's just wham! And I wanted to get the clockhead scissors. I felt it wasn't there. I dived over, wanting the top leg, but instead I went for here. And that's not fully on him. My foot's on the floor. My foot would come off and I'd pull the toes. And as I said, that's one of the easiest submissions in the book. I think all the best submissions are relatively easy, but you've got to drill them, drill them, drill them, drill them. And like with that Hiza Guruma there, a gentleman taught me it. I had some success with it. And I just kind of forgot about it. But when I really needed it, bang, it was there. So often, you know, when my coach, Sensei Eric Paulson, says, we do the seminars and whatnot, we meditate at the end. He says, you'll remember whatever you're meant to remember. And I believe that techniques will come, maybe it's in the gym, maybe in competition, or God forbid, if you have to defend yourself in real life, bang, the techniques will save you. So, you know, we are what we repeatedly do. So get out there, guys, work on this technique, work on any technique you're working on, and make it your own. They say you got to do something 10,000 times to make it your own. So get out there and do the reps.